Today we're going to be opening and installing and adding to our Gary Lee rear Westy ladder. This is the rear tire rack holder. Now, it's only a piece of it. I will say this. Gary is incredibly conscientious and responsive. He makes these himself. He powder coats them himself as best I can tell. The quality is fantastic, and his customer service is above everything. I called him and I said, "Hey, I'm having trouble." When I originally attempted to install the rear tire carrier, and said, "I've got, it doesn't fit. I don't understand. It's your ladder, but the rear tire carrier didn't fit him." So he said, "Hey, take some measurements for me. Help me with this too to understand what's going on, because of course he uses a die to make these." And sure enough, he had sent me the wrong size of rear tire carrier. So he sent me another one, uh, of course, free of charge. Told me to just keep the original one he sent, don't even send it back. And sure enough, here it is. It had arrived. Now, this has been here a while. And so I will be, see, look, even um, uh, you know, say, he even sent me a note right here. Uh, so we're going to go install this. I'm stuttering around just because I'm in awe of how, good this guy is and how kind he is. I mean, I expected of everybody who sells a product to stand behind it, but he was truly invested in figuring out what had happened and making sure I got the right product. So it's all unpacked now. Let's carry it outside and check it out. All right, so back out at Bluey. This is the new plate that I have. Lift this up just a minute, because here's the original parts, right? That when I ordered the rack, it came with. So here's the original base plate he sent me, and the new base plate. They do look slightly different. Looks like the measurements are slightly different, so that's a good sign. Let's take a look. I think what we're going to do for this rack is install it towards the bottom. Teresa and I had discussed that quite a bit. Where to install it, what's going to look best. I think we want to keep it down low because we also want to be able to see out of the back, of course. And yeah, this is going to work because the other one didn't even fit. Yep, there we go. Didn't even fit around the ladder. What do you call this? This is a rung. I don't know, the main bar. So let me sort of get these started to hold it in place and show you what we're thinking. Sorry, my back's to you. It's very rude. Just want something to kind of hold this in place for a second. Okay. Oops. Don't tell Teresa about that. Actually, Bluey needs a good waxing and cleaning too. Part of my plan before the trip. Yep, that works. That fits. That's fantastic. Okay. So we know the issue was on the other rack. Anybody have a Eurovan and need one? Send it to you free. Apparently the one I had was designed for a Eurovan. grab a ratchet. What size do we think that is? 17, you think? Nope, bigger than 17. 19? That doesn't look like 19 to me. Yeah, that's even smaller. Something's in the wrong spot here. 3/4. Yep. So 3/4 inch. It can't be simpler, right? I haven't positioned it yet. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm gonna have to level it when I'm done tightening these. Oh, that's noisy. Sorry. Let me get some more turns on this before I... And that, it's too tight now. Let me go grab a torpedo level. I'm sure it's not level. No, way off. Okay. Whoops. Yeah, that's level. Okay. It's gonna hold a wheel, so let's crank it down, right? Nylock nuts that he provides. So, yep, still level. Up is up. That's good now. So let me grab some of the other pieces. Next, we might as well go ahead and mount the tire post itself. Whoops. Stay there. Very good. Let's put that side down. That's not nearly as attractive as the other side. See how thread. No, it's fine. I'm just cross threading it. Okay. Let's see what size this is. Probably gonna be the same, 3/4. I don't know why I didn't start with that. No, it's bigger. Okay. All right, I I gotta dig in my toolbox and see what I got that's bigger. Hold on. Okay, so the back nut is 22 millimeter. Yeah, these are obviously, you know, flare nut line wrenches for going over, you know, pipes and things like that. But 22 is 22, so we're just gonna get that snug for now because well, it is floating, so let me get that back straight again. Hold on. So I want that lock set to go up and down. Y'all have a lot of cicadas out right now. We do here. My dogs and the cat are going nuts over them, chasing them and biting them and all that kind of mess. It's funny. All right. And then after that, these also help hold the tire on. So I need to remove the cutter pin first, probably. And then to snug these up, let's see what I got. Probably all gonna be 3/4, aren't they? No, of course not. Do I have? No, I do not. Let me check in my other set. That's not right. I need to find a 3/4 box end wrench. Let me go check the tools again. Hold on. And I do not have a box end wrench that is in the correct size, which is fine. I just hate using the wrong tools. Okay, so that's in place. Now I've got to go pull off. Well, actually, before I pull off the front tire and work to install it, I do want to check out the hinge here. Okay, so one of the things we know is that the struts are not strong enough. So, because the struts aren't strong enough, one of the things Gary sends is a PVC pipe section that he has pre-cut to go over it and help hold the hinge set in place. I keep saying hinge set, I'm sorry. The piston set in place until you get a replacement. There is a replacement that will work. Let me see if he says what it is. I've read it somewhere, and I think it's a Porsche or other piston from a certain model that fits 100% and then also has enough power to hold it in place. Let me see what the actual destructions on this pipe say. So, hold open the struts if your hatch struts are weak. That's good to know. That's what I thought it was for. So I just need to pull off that strut. And it looks like turn it around. Let me see what is required to pull this off. Doesn't look like much. Looks like a clip, C clamp, C clip, and then a washer, and looks like it just pops off after that. Before I go messing with that, though, I think I do want to watch a YouTube video to see if I'm about to do it right or do it wrong. So let me go do that real quick, and I'll turn you back on. Okay, so I had to back Bluey out because while they're easy to get off, they do require a bit more access. So it's just a circlip and then these pop off. So I want to at least get this installed for this weekend. Then I'm going to buy a couple of 250-pound struts from another vehicle. Again, I'll figure out which one that is. I think Gary makes some recommendations. And then this thing will actually lift itself, hold the tire up while you're camping, all that kind of stuff. So let me get this flipped out of here. Eagle nose. Aha. All right. Need a screwdriver to pry that out. Oh, you're probably hearing that music. Sorry, YouTube. One strut does not hold it up. I just need to get this bar on and then get this back up there, back in place. Wow, that's heavy. Whew. So the idea is, you see, that holds it up, and then when you're not using it, it just fits over this. Clearly, you see the size strut you can go with, because that PVC tube is significantly larger. Now I'm just going to put this circlip back in place. There we go. All right, so again, it's just a small circlip and a washer. This obviously just locks into place here to hold the tire up. Then when you're not using it, it just hides itself over that. So that'll do short term. I do not want to have to lift this up once the tire's in place. So yeah, we'll be ordering new struts. Now I think I'm going to remove that front tire, see what kind of shape it's in, get it cleaned up, and once it's cleaned up, get it mounted on here and see how close we are to accurate. So bear with me. So the rear tire carrier is under the front here, and we got to see where it is. So that is the rear tire right here. Should have a bolt or such right here. Actually, looks like it pulls out and open right there. So I'm gonna put on some gloves. This is gonna be rather heavy, I imagine, to remove too, this whole clamshell, and get under here and take a look at some things. So I'll let you know what I see. Decided it may just be easier just to have y'all looking with me. Aha, there is a bolt right here. There's this other clip is sort of just an extra safety to get it started, I guess, while you're removing the bolt. So need to grab ratchet set. I don't know why, but for some reason that looked like a 17 millimeter to me. No, it is larger. Dadgummit. Who knows when this was last out of here? I may need to get a deep socket so I can have some more leverage, or a longer socket, quite honestly. So let me see what I've got. brought a few and a longer breaker bar. And if I need even longer, I've got even longer. Because when I bought the Iltis, the wheels would not cooperate. Wrong size. Nope. So it's not bigger, it's smaller. I am struggling here, guys. Sorry. You don't need to watch this. All right, so it is 19. And it's not as stuck as I thought it would be. And I'll say this, one good reason for the rear tire carrier, I don't want to be doing this in a rainstorm on the side of the road. It also frees up space under the front here for an undermount AC unit, which is my plan, our plan. Excuse me, Teresa. Because we can put the condenser and fans under the front in this space. Okay, it's not out yet. That is out. Okay, so this whole assembly should drop down there. Yep. Wow, that's heavy. Okay, so wow, there's a lot up under there. All right, pulling this tire out. Yep, it's just a steely, which is what I thought I knew it would be. Honestly, nobody's gonna put anything nice under there. And I can get this cleaned up today when I'm washing Bluey and mount it on the back. That's fine. That's fine for a spare for this trip. But we're gonna get Teresa a pretty spare. You didn't want a pretty spare, right? So that's back in place. Just hand tighten this piece. Not the most comfortable position in 90-degree sunshine, but hey, at least I am outside having fun doing what I like, which is wrenching on cars. Not quite there yet. Okay. Let's give it a couple of ooga choogas to get it. Yeah, that'll hold it in place. All right, so we've got the tire off now. Hold on. to me. So that fits. And that's basically what it'll look like. But I got to clean that up. Obviously, that's quite hideous. But it'll look great once we get a matching tire like these, which I may order today just to surprise Teresa. So, okay, that's on. That's everything to mounting it. Obviously, I've not got, all the stuff in place yet. And I can put another lock through here. I've got a locking pin that I can put through there so nobody steals the spare. People suck. People would do that. It's terrible. Okay, let me just give her a bath and then we'll see what it looks like. I'll post a picture of what it looks like after. All right, so Bluey's had a bath. Very simple one, just bucket wash, and so has this tire. But it is still, and I scrubbed it with Chemical Guys citrus, sticky citrus, which usually does a great job on the tires and wheels. Obviously, I don't expect the steel wheel to get very clean, but I do expect the tire to clean up. And one thing I'm going to do differently now is actually use Barkeeper's Friend on it and an SOS pad or a green, Scotch-Brite cloth. I used to use Brillo pads and Clorox and stuff like that. I think this is going to work just fine. Y'all kind of stick with me and see what happens. Work together, see what happens here. One thing I miss about new cars is you don't get a full-size spare in most of them anymore. It's all space savers, or even on like some BMWs and things, you get the gel kits that reinflate your tire and patch it. And then there's run flats that come with a really narrow spare for just short term, since you can drive on the flat. Yeah, I don't know. I always loved the old way that full-size spare felt. Didn't feel like the tire was an emergency anymore. You could finish your trip to work or your vacation or whatever. Then patch the tire once you got home with your local tire store. Let's see how it does. Let it dry for a few minutes and we'll see how it did. I'll pause you. It's dried a little bit now. It's a tiny bit better. I'm sorry about the swaying. I'm going to let it dry fully and then we'll take a look at it again. All right, and so it's starting to sprinkle now, so I'm going to speed up the process a little bit here. A little better, you know? I mean, is it great? No. Is it a spare that's been underneath the vehicle for 30 years? Yeah, it is. All right, so with it starting to sprinkle, I'm gonna move this tire into the garage, spray it with some tire shine, and clean it up a little bit more. All right, and last but not least, just plain old Armor All tire foam for this tire anyway. I'm spraying it on thick because it's kind of the end of the can. See? Maybe there's a half tire in there left. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. Let's give it a second to cure there. Still drying, but not bad for the crusty old tire that was on there before. Okay, mostly dry. Gonna mount it now. Then we can take a look at before and after. And here it is after. So again, we'll look tons better with the correct or a matching tire. But you know what? It's just not terrible. It's just not terrible. So a lot cleaner than it was. Yeah, I guess that's enough for this weekend. I've done a ton of work. Got lots of videos to upload. She's clean-ish. She needs a real paint correction and wax and some touch-up paint in places. And of course, I'm about to go do those front grills with some back to black. But overall, you know, I'm pleased with what got done this weekend. Still got to figure out my solar problem. Till next time, thanks.
The next day.
Well, now I'm very troubled that the wheels don't match. Can't have that. Dang it. Okay, so applying the new wheel, obviously its offset is hugely different from this one. I'm gonna have to cut the plastic splines back here. They're just tubes. Cut off, you know, just a little bit. I don't know, an inch or so. And then I'll be able to put that tire on there. Although, the tire's against the rear. So what I actually need to do is lengthen those just a touch. Yeah, okay, so let me work on this. Okay, so actually, it just fits. I used the nylon washers, and I don't need the bolts. I'd rather have the bolts on there. I'm gonna have to work on this and figure out if there's a manner in which I can apply that with bolts helping hold it. That's what I prefer. But it almost seems like a tire that is, this one's 7.5 inches wide, I believe, that when you get the 7.5 inch width, it's going to touch the ladder and not allow you to use the bolts unless these were longer. Maybe that's something I special order from Gary. Get him to make a set that's about another inch longer or so. I'm sure he could do that. Everything else is fine, but that's not fitting. So yeah, for now, we're good.